It began as an innocent conversation. Young Princess Charlotte proudly declared that her mother, Princess Catherine, would one day be queen. But what started as a sweet moment quickly turned tense when those around her dismissed her words as childish fantasy. Moments later, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Royal guards suddenly entered, their presence freezing everyone in stunned silence. So, what had Charlotte unknowingly revealed? And why did the palace react so swiftly? Stay with us, as this shocking royal encounter will leave you speechless. The declaration that stunned everyone. In a lively classroom filled with the excited chatter of curious children, one simple question was about to change everything. The teacher, aiming to inspire young minds, asked her students to share their dreams and hopes for the future. Hands shot up eagerly, voices overlapped, and laughter mingled with whispers of imagination. Yet amid the lively chaos, one small, calm voice stood out, clear, steady, and unshakable. It drew every eye and every ear, commanding attention in a way that made the ordinary moment feel extraordinary. Princess Charlotte, barely old enough to tie her shoes, spoke with astonishing clarity and confidence. "My mother will be queen," she said. Her words, calm and firm, rang through the classroom as though she were stating an undeniable fact, rather than a child's fleeting fantasy. Her posture was impeccable, her blue eyes steady, and her tone left no room for doubt. For a heartbeat, the room seemed to pause, as if holding its collective breath. Then, laughter began to ripple through the children. At first, it was soft, polite, hesitant, testing the waters, but it quickly grew, sharp and incredulous. Some children shook their heads, convinced she was joking. Others leaned toward friends, whispering that she must be lying. Even the teacher smiled, caught between admiration for the child's confidence and uncertainty at the boldness of her statement. Charlotte did not flinch. She drew her little pendant, a gift from her mother, close to her chest, as if drawing strength from it. Calm and composed, she repeated her declaration, her quiet voice carrying an authority that seemed to hush the classroom. "She will be queen. You'll see." The certainty in her words was palpable, almost prophetic, and the laughter and whispers gradually faded. Within minutes, what had seemed impossible began to take shape. Charlotte's confident words were about to be tested and confirmed. The classroom, once filled with skepticism and disbelief, became the stage for a moment of extraordinary clarity. A child's fearless proclamation had forced adults and peers alike to pause and reconsider what they had dismissed as fantasy. This moment captured something far greater than a young girl speaking her mind. It reflected the poise, conviction, and quiet strength instilled in Charlotte by her mother, the Princess of Wales. Her declaration was not merely a prediction, but a reflection of the values, courage, and integrity she had inherited. The child's innocence, confidence, and unwavering belief mirrored the composure and determination of a future queen. In a seemingly ordinary classroom, amid laughter, whispers, and skeptical glances, Princess Charlotte stood as a remarkable example of courage and quiet strength. With unwavering confidence, her simple declaration, "She will be queen," cut through doubt, turning what seemed impossible into an undeniable truth. That small, steadfast voice reminded everyone present that sometimes the youngest, most unassuming words carry the power to shake disbelief and reveal reality. Charlotte's declaration was more than a child's statement. It was a legacy in action, a lesson in conviction, and a reminder that courage, even in its quietest form, has the power to change minds, hearts, and history. Princess Charlotte boldly declared that her mother would one day be queen, leaving everyone in shock. But why were they so surprised by a child's certainty? And what would prove her words true before her teacher and classmates? Now, let's uncover how royal reality stepped in and shattered doubt. The moment the classroom fell silent, the teasing had grown louder, a rising tide of giggles, whispers, and incredulous snickers that filled the small classroom. Yet Princess Charlotte remained unshaken. She sat tall in her chair, her back straight, her blue eyes steady, and her little fingers wrapped around a tiny pendant resting against her chest, a gift from her mother. The delicate charm seemed to hum with quiet power, as if it carried the courage of a queen in training, a secret talisman fueling her calm in the face of disbelief. Then, almost imperceptibly at first, a sound began to rise from the hallway. It was a deep, rhythmic thrum that resonated through the classroom floorboards. Steady and commanding, polished boots struck the hall with the unmistakable cadence of authority and purpose. The room seemed to shrink around it, the chatter dying down to anxious murmurs as all eyes turned toward the doorway. And then it happened. The classroom door swung open, slow and deliberate, revealing a line of royal guards. Their scarlet uniforms glistened beneath the soft morning sunlight streaming through the windows, the brass buttons and shining boots, reflecting a discipline and precision that could not be ignored. In an instant, laughter, whispers, and disbelief evaporated like mist under the sun. Silence settled over the room, thick and charged, as every child froze mid-breath. Even the teacher, who had been watching Charlotte with a mix of concern and admiration, instinctively stepped back, giving way to the moment's gravity. At the forefront, the lead guard stood with absolute precision, every movement measured and commanding. He lifted his hand in a sharp, he declared, his voice steady, calm, yet brimming with an undeniable weight that left no room for doubt or argument. A stunned silence fell over the classroom. The same students who had laughed at Charlotte moments earlier now froze, eyes wide and jaws slack with shock. Every whispered accusation of lying or joking vanished into thin air. The steady rhythm of boots on the floor, the gleam of polished uniforms, and the unmistakable presence of the royal guards transformed disbelief into awe, leaving no room for doubt or denial. Charlotte stood gracefully, every movement measured and composed, smoothing her skirt with hands that barely trembled despite the stunned silence around her. For a fleeting moment, she pressed her pendant to her chest, drawing strength from the tiny gift her mother had given her. Then, with unwavering calm and quiet authority, she leaned slightly toward her teacher and whispered, "I told you, she would be queen." In that instant, the classroom became more than just a room full of children. It became a stage where certainty met disbelief, where innocence confronted authority, and where a young girl's unwavering conviction transformed whispers of doubt into silent admiration. The laughter and teasing had vanished, replaced by the stunned awareness that the impossible, at least to those children, had arrived in full form, standing before them, confirming what Charlotte had said all along. It was a moment that would linger long after the boots had left and the door had closed, a lesson in courage, composure, and the quiet power of truth. Princess Charlotte had spoken her conviction, and the world had paused to honor it. The arrival of the royal guards confirmed Charlotte's claim about her mother. But why were they really there? Was their presence a confirmation to back up her words, or were they carrying out a completely different official duty? Let's find out. The truth that followed. By the end of that extraordinary day, the story had rippled far beyond the walls of the classroom, spreading like wildfire through whispers, text messages, and astonished conversations. It wasn't just the sudden commanding arrival of the royal guards that captured everyone's attention. It was the reason behind their presence. The palace had officially confirmed what Princess Charlotte had declared so confidently. Her mother, Catherine, was indeed preparing for her future role as queen. What had seemed impossible, even laughable, just hours earlier, had transformed into an undeniable reality. The lie that some classmates had mocked, the notion they had scoffed at as childish fantasy, had become an incontrovertible truth. Charlotte, in her innocence and unwavering certainty, had spoken words that were no longer speculation or wishful thinking. They were reality. Her voice, steady and calm in the face of doubt, had carried the weight of truth long before the official announcement arrived. The effect on those who had doubted her was immediate and profound. Laughter, smirks, and whispers of disbelief were replaced by wide-eyed astonishment and muted awe. The children who had snickered moments before could only stare, unable to reconcile the fearless certainty of a small girl with the sudden validation from the highest authority in the land. Even the teacher, who had struggled to balance encouragement with skepticism, found herself caught in a mixture of surprise and admiration, and the lessons instilled in her from birth. Charlotte herself remained calm, her blue eyes reflecting neither triumph nor gloating, but quiet confidence. The little pendant she had clutched throughout the teasing, the tiny precious token from her mother, had seemed almost magical in the way it grounded her, lending her courage and focus when ridicule surrounded her. That pendant was more than jewelry. It was a symbol of trust, love, and connection, a tangible reminder of the woman who had raised her to speak truth with conviction, even when no one else believed it. As the news spread, Charlotte's bravery became a lesson in humility and poise for everyone who witnessed it. She didn't need to shout or argue. She didn't need to justify herself or defend her statement. Her calm courage had transformed what could have been humiliation into reverence, mockery into respect. The classroom, once filled with doubt and derision, had become a stage where innocence and honesty triumphed over skepticism. In a single day, Princess Charlotte had shown the world. She had demonstrated the quiet power of certainty, the remarkable strength of a child who knows what she sees and believes to be right. By simply remaining composed, by trusting in her mother's example and in her own instincts, Charlotte had allowed reality to speak for her, turning doubt into admiration and establishing herself as a young figure of integrity and courage, whose words resonated far beyond her age. In the end, the truth spoke louder than any teasing, louder than any laughter, and Charlotte's calm, unwavering bravery became a testament to the strength of innocence, conviction, and the extraordinary clarity of a child who knows her mother's worth. Charlotte's bold claim was unexpectedly reinforced, leaving the entire school in awe. But is her mother truly ready for such a demanding role? And what qualities must she possess to bear the weight of the crown? Now let's explore the extraordinary character of the Princess of Wales. The relentless discipline and quiet power forging a future queen. Catherine Middleton's journey toward becoming a future queen is nothing short of remarkable. Royal experts describe the Princess of Wales as a figure defined by unshakable resilience, meticulous discipline, and a quiet determination that commands respect. At 43, she is widely acknowledged as one of the most influential members of the House of Windsor, a steady force behind the throne and a guiding presence in her family's life. Observers say she is already preparing for the day her husband, Prince William, ascends to the crown, shaping her role with foresight and careful planning. Behind the polished appearances and perfectly timed public engagements lies a woman whose daily life is a testament to structure and self-mastery. Hilary Fordwich, a prominent royal commentator, told Fox News that Catherine's no-nonsense approach to decision-making within the firm has readied her for the future. This isn't merely a matter of protocol or etiquette. It is a way of life that intertwines parenting, public service, and personal growth into a disciplined and purposeful routine. Every move is deliberate, every commitment carefully balanced, and every day tightly organized to maximize efficiency and impact. Catherine Middleton's daily life is a masterclass in discipline and balance, often described as ruthless, yet deeply inspiring. Every hour of her day is carefully orchestrated. Time for her 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, is planned alongside a demanding schedule of royal duties, public appearances, charitable work, and official engagements. Despite the relentless pace, she never lets family life fade into the background, nurturing her children with warmth and attention. Few could manage such a complex routine, yet Catherine performs it with effortless grace, turning precision, dedication, and care into her everyday art. Yet her dedication extends beyond the visible obligations of royalty. The Princess of Wales is known to invest in herself through constant self-improvement, mental resilience, and physical fitness. According to Fordwich, Catherine manages to fit in an intense workout regime, maintaining both strength and poise while carrying the weight of public scrutiny. In a world where the pressures of tradition, expectation, and media attention are relentless, her ability to maintain composure, prioritize responsibilities, and embody elegance and competence is a testament to her preparation for the crown. Catherine Middleton's distinction goes far beyond her meticulously planned schedule or disciplined routine. It lies in the mindset she carries into every challenge. Her resilience is fueled by a profound sense of purpose, a steadfast commitment to supporting her husband, guiding her children, and making a meaningful impact within the modern monarchy. With sharp, strategic thinking, calm decisiveness, and unwavering self-discipline, she navigates her responsibilities with grace and authority. In countless subtle ways, Catherine is already embodying the essence of a queen, demonstrating that leadership is as much about mindset and integrity as it is about titles or formal ceremonies. In essence, Catherine Middleton is redefining what it means to be a future queen in the 21st century. Her blend of grace, discipline, intelligence, and maternal devotion has positioned her not only as a beloved public figure, but also as a quietly powerful architect of the monarchy's next era. Every gesture, every decision, and every day she carefully orchestrates brings her one step closer to the throne, not through ambition alone, but through the steady, relentless cultivation of excellence, resilience, and leadership that is unmistakably royal. Catherine Middleton's resilience, discipline, and foresight quietly prepare her to lead as queen. But what courage and certainty does Princess Charlotte hold to make such a bold declaration? Now let's explore the poise, confidence, and quiet strength of Princess Charlotte. The graceful heir in the making. Amid the glittering pageantry and strict formalities of royal life, Princess Charlotte shines as a remarkably grounded young girl, wholly herself in every moment. From a very young age, she has radiated warmth, poise, and an effortless charm that captivates everyone around her. Her quiet strength is unmistakable, drawing attention not through show or pretense, but through a natural confidence and gentle authenticity that sets her apart, even among royalty. Children's fashion designer Amaya Arrieta, who has had the privilege of dressing Charlotte since her babyhood, captures this essence perfectly. She describes the young princess as a caring and determined little girl, someone whose confidence is matched by her kindness and gentle nature. Arrieta emphasizes that Charlotte is not simply a figure shaped by royal protocol or expectation. She's sweet, but also has her own opinions, she explains. Nothing about her feels rehearsed or forced. She carries herself with natural poise, always at ease in any environment. This combination of self-assurance and empathy is rare, especially in a child navigating the world's most scrutinized upbringing. Even in public settings that can feel rigid, Charlotte displays a balance of confidence and humility. She smiles warmly, engages with people around her, and shows curiosity and intelligence in moments both public and private. Observers often note that she possesses a maturity far beyond her years, a reflection not only of her upbringing but of her innate character. Her demeanor mirrors the qualities of her mother, Catherine, Princess of Wales, whose guidance and example have clearly left a profound mark. Just as Catherine balances duty with empathy, protocol with warmth, Charlotte demonstrates a remarkable ability to harmonize tradition and personal authenticity. She moves through formal occasions not as someone performing a role, but as a young girl embodying the very essence of modern royalty, approachable, gracious, and aware of her surroundings, yet never constrained by the expectations others impose. Charlotte's natural elegance and composed presence hint at the future she is being prepared for, yet she achieves it effortlessly. Her confidence does not overshadow her empathy. Her sense of responsibility does not diminish her playful curiosity. She is a living reminder that the next generation of royals may be defined not just by titles and protocol, but by character, intelligence, and emotional strength. In every interaction, from waving at crowds to quiet moments with her family, Charlotte reflects a rare combination of poise, warmth, and self-possession. It is clear that her grace is not simply a product of lessons learned in royal tradition, but is cultivated through love, attention, and the values modeled by her parents. Observers and experts alike see in her the promise of a royal who can carry both duty and humanity forward, blending the time-honored with the modern, the formal with the genuine. Princess Charlotte, still a child in years, but remarkably mature in spirit, is already showing the world that true royal elegance comes not from ceremony alone, but from a blend of heart, intellect, and quiet confidence. A combination that could shape her into one of the most admired figures of her generation. Princess Charlotte radiates poise, warmth, and authenticity, blending royal privilege with natural confidence. But what shapes such remarkable self-assurance? Is it innate or carefully nurtured through example and guidance? Now let's uncover the legacy of truth that has empowered her to speak boldly. The lesson that lasted. In the quiet aftermath of the extraordinary events, someone asked Princess Charlotte how she had managed to remain so composed in the face of laughter, disbelief, and even subtle mockery. With the calm clarity that had marked every word she spoke that day, Charlotte offered a simple explanation. "Mummy told me that being royal means telling the truth, even when it's hard." Those few words, unassuming yet profound, revealed the depth of her upbringing and the subtle power of her mother's influence. In that moment, it became clear to everyone present that Charlotte's strength was not simply a child's boldness. It was a reflection of the very qualities her mother, Catherine, had instilled in her. Observers saw the same grace under pressure, the same quiet courage in the face of doubt that had defined the Princess of Wales.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much.
It was a poise that came not from protocol or expectation, but from love, guidance, and the steady example of someone who had mastered the balance between duty and heart. Charlotte had absorbed these lessons effortlessly, her young mind shaped by repeated whispers of wisdom, gentle corrections, and the lived example of a mother committed to excellence and integrity. Catherine's influence was subtle, but undeniable. Every carefully chosen word, every demonstration of empathy, patience, and moral fortitude had been absorbed by Charlotte like sunlight through leaves, silent yet illuminating. When she faced the whispers of her classmates and the quizzical looks of her teacher, she drew not on external validation, but on an internal compass, cultivated by Catherine. That compass had taught her that truth is a power far greater than fear, and that confidence is built not in arrogance, but in steadfast belief in what is right. That day, in an ordinary classroom filled with tiny desks, colorful posters, and the chatter of children, a legacy quietly began to take root. It was a legacy not of crowns, scepters, or official ceremonies, but of conviction, integrity, and the courage to stand firm even when the world doubted you. The small pendant Charlotte held to her chest, gifted by her mother, was more than a charm. It was a symbol of guidance, reassurance, and the invisible bond linking mother and daughter. As the classroom returned to its usual rhythm, one could sense that something extraordinary had happened. What had seemed like the simple confidence of a little girl was, in truth, the first visible echo of a future queen's legacy. Charlotte's words, her steady posture, and her unwavering calm were proof that the lessons of leadership and moral clarity begin far earlier than coronations and royal announcements. They begin in moments of challenge, in the quiet insistence to speak truth, and in the courage to remain oneself when every eye seems skeptical. By the end of the day, everyone understood that they had witnessed more than a child asserting her mother's future role. They had witnessed the emergence of a young girl embodying the same principles her mother had lived by. In the simple, unassuming setting of that classroom, a foundation was laid for the future, a future where honesty, courage, and dignity define a royal legacy, not merely titles or tradition. Princess Charlotte has shown that greatness begins with quiet conviction, a steadfast heart, and a mother's guiding example. But will she have the chance to nurture and expand this remarkable quality as she grows? What challenges and opportunities await her in the future? Let's uncover the details. Princess Charlotte breaks royal tradition. In a moment that has riveted royal watchers and advocates for equality around the globe, Princess Charlotte has made history by becoming the first princess ever to retain her place in the line of succession, despite having a younger brother. For centuries, royal succession favored male heirs, meaning that under the old rules, Charlotte would have been pushed down, from fourth to fifth, behind her grandfather, King Charles III, her father, Prince William, and her older brother, Prince George. Thanks to a historic and groundbreaking change in the royal succession laws, Princess Charlotte's position in the line of succession is now secure, even with a younger brother. This achievement is far more than a personal milestone for the young princess. It is a moment of triumph for girls and women everywhere. The rule change is not merely a technical update. It is a bold symbol of progress, fairness, and equality in a world still grappling with gender bias. By ensuring Charlotte keeps her place, the monarchy sends a powerful message. Leadership, responsibility, and destiny are determined by capability, not by gender. For Princess Charlotte, this historic change is deeply personal, yet also profoundly symbolic. Even as a young child, she exudes remarkable intelligence, calm poise, and a confidence that seems far beyond her age. Qualities shaped by her loving upbringing and the modern values her family represents. By keeping her rightful place in the line of succession, Charlotte's future role and responsibilities are acknowledged and respected. This milestone shows that a princess can stand firm, both literally and symbolically, in a tradition that once favored boys over girls, rewriting centuries of convention. The impact of Princess Charlotte keeping her place in the line of succession reaches far beyond Buckingham Palace. Around the world, parents, teachers, and children see it as a powerful symbol of possibility, a message that girls can aim for the highest positions, whether in royalty, leadership, or any field they choose. It encourages young girls to dream boldly, knowing their intelligence, ambition, and determination are just as valuable as anyone else's. In a society still grappling with gender inequality, this royal decision may seem small, yet its message resonates loudly, inspiring a new generation of confident, fearless girls. This remarkable shift proves that even centuries-old institutions like the monarchy can evolve, embracing modern values while preserving their historic legacy. By recognizing fairness and equality in the line of succession, the royal family shows that tradition and progress are not opposing forces. They can coexist. Long-standing rules can be rewritten when courage, persistence, and principle demand it. Princess Charlotte's retained position becomes more than a personal milestone. It stands as a powerful symbol for historians, royal followers, and everyday families alike, a shining moment when fairness overcame outdated privilege. Ultimately, Princess Charlotte's achievement goes far beyond personal triumph. It is a powerful cultural milestone. Her story sends a clear message. The world is evolving, increasingly recognizing the vital importance of gender equality and encouraging girls everywhere to dream boldly and lead without hesitation. For Charlotte, this moment marks the start of an extraordinary journey, one guided by fairness, opportunity, and possibility. It is a future where her voice carries weight, her talents are celebrated, and her rightful place in history is honored, inspiring generations to come. So, what do you think about Charlotte's bold declaration? Could her mother really be ready to take on the crown? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.